about career advancement. It goes layers deeper than that. It's about personal and professional growth. It's about elevating who you are, both inside and out. And just like elite athletes, success isn't just about raw talent. It's about discipline and focus and resilience. The corporate world, much like sport, demands endurance and adaptability. And with the right mindset and support, you're not going to just survive. You're definitely going to thrive. And that's what ReGenesys is here to nurture. Training for success is a marathon. It's not a sprint. And here you're going to sharpen your skills and build what we refer to as emotional intelligence and spiritual intelligence, and learn how to align your ambition with your well-being. This is very much more than just about crossing the finish line. It's about running that race with purpose and embracing every step of the journey and keeping that finish line in your sights. Every step forward is a sliding door moment, and today is yours. The decision to be here, to be fully engaged in this process, marks the beginning of that journey. So here we are. It's about that energy, it's about that enthusiasm, it's about that commitment. But most importantly, it's about embracing that winning mindset. So colleagues, why is this so important?
I don't look like she's okay, because even literally I tried to call
over the past, colleagues, don't you, sorry colleagues, if you just connected, please may I ask you to mute yourselves? Thank you. So colleagues, as I was saying, why is this so important? If we just look at what has happened over the last 3 decades, we haven't witnessed business as usual. Instead, what we've actually seen is what can only be described as the great acceleration. The forces of globalization and the rapid advancement of technologies have converged, and they are reshaping the very foundations of how we live, how we work, and how we connect. And this convergence has paved the way for disruptive innovation to take center stage as the driving force behind our modern economy. So with the world in hyperdrive, which is evident through digital disruption, the new technologies, think about AI, robotics, the fifth industrial revolution, and also constantly evolving business models, it's evident that the landscape that we are operating in is shifting faster than ever before. Yesterday's expertise won't win tomorrow's game. And if we just look at the statistics, a staggering 40 to 50%, that's almost half of the top skills required for today's jobs have been replaced in just the last 5 years. And it doesn't end there, colleagues. Research actually suggests that millennials will navigate a minimum of 5 industries and over 17 jobs in their careers. So the question that we need to ask ourselves is, how do we stay relevant in a world that demands more than just adaptation? The answer lies in education and a commitment to a lifetime of continuous learning. To thrive, we need to move beyond being reactive and become proactive in our pursuit and acquisition of knowledge. Investing in education is an investment in yourself. It's one that transcends the boundaries of a classroom or a job title. It is the fuel that propels us towards self-actualization, and it empowers us to navigate this beautiful labyrinth of change with absolute confidence. Education shapes our thinking. It sharpens our ability to solve complex problems, and it strengthens our resilience. It becomes an integral part of who you are, laying a foundation that creates fertile ground for layers of knowledge, continuously expanding your mind and also opening your doors to new possibilities. And that's why, in a world where the only constant is change, the future truly does belong to lifelong learners. So by choosing to pursue education, you're choosing to invest in something that no one can take away from you. It's a lifetime investment, and it gives you a deeper understanding of yourself and your ability to adapt, grow, and succeed so that you are able to navigate confidently through the world and able to manage whatever the world throws at you. So today, as we begin this journey together, remember that it's not just about acquiring knowledge, it's about awakening your potential and unlocking the greatness within. When you commit to this learning, just as you are now, you're not just keeping up, colleagues, you're taking control of your future and becoming the master of your own destiny and actively awakening the giant within. And this is where ReGenesys comes in. So as an institution, we are dedicated to nurturing corporate athletes through our diverse schools of undergraduate and postgraduate business, public management, law, technology, and finance. And as you know, each school offers specialized DHET registered and CHE accredited educational programs that offer practical insights. And these schools are supported by companies within the ReGenesys group, as you can see on the slide in front of you right now. And these include My Wealth Investments, Denanda Talent Management, and Healthy, our wellness division, and also Digital ReGenesys, which offers flexible short format programs to further enrich your learning journey with us. And this ensures that you, our students, not only excel academically, but also develop into well-rounded professionals who are equipped to navigate and lead in today's competitive global landscape. So just as an athlete requires all of the nourishments, the training protocols to thrive in the space of athleticism, so too does your future demand a robust education and unwavering support. And ReGenesys provides the fertile ground and care to help you thrive. So we operate in 8 countries and we're extending our reach this year to another 5, making us the largest and fastest growing business school in Africa. And with a community of over 300,000 alumni across 190 countries and partnerships with over 1,000 corporate clients, we're not just a school, we're your launch pad to global opportunities. I want you to imagine each of our 100 academic faculty as your dedicated coaches, each bringing their unique expertise to guide you. And with over 100 programs to choose from once completing your degree, ReGenesys offers multiple paths for articulation across different programs to ensure that you are fully supported as you commit to a life of continuous learning. Our program also provides more than just foundational knowledge. They offer transformative experiences that cultivate multiple areas, multiple dimensions within your lives. So through our personal mastery program, we empower you to grow holistically, shaping you into well-rounded corporate athletes equipped to tackle any challenge that life presents. So on this program, you're going to learn about physical quotient. And here, Healthy, our wellness division, is going to support this program. And this is all about learning about the overview, but also going in depth into the different areas and facets of health that unlock potential for you. And this includes things like physical activity and nutrition and the importance of sleep optimization, and also the development of healthy habits to help you thrive during your studies and beyond. We also look at intellectual quotient. So here, this sub-module focuses on enhancing your academic and critical thinking skills, which are absolutely critical to ensure your success on your program. We also dive into the financial quotient, and this is supported by My Wealth Investments. And this module equips you with essential money management skills, also investment strategies and financial literacy, which empowers you to navigate your financial landscape with confidence. Emotional and spiritual intelligence. Here we dive into the Japanese concept of ikigai, which is a reason to live, and we explore how it contributes to purpose-driven leadership. This is about complex decision-making, effective conflict resolution, and also enables a deeper sense of self-awareness. And then last but absolutely not least is our professional quotient. And here we are going to prepare you for the professional world. This ensures that you possess the readiness and skills necessary for success, and this program is supported by Denanda Talent. So at ReGenesys, we understand that true success stems from a balanced life. Our holistic approach to education distinguishes us, equipping you to face those challenges with a resilient mind and a healthy body, ready to seize every opportunity that comes your way. And that's not all, colleagues. So our program transcends conventional business degrees by focusing on developing what we refer to as 6 graduate attributes. Conscious leadership is a big one for us. Our mission is to build self-aware, ethically driven leaders who are focused on understanding the broader impact of their decisions on the teams that they lead, the business units that they are operating within, and also the companies that they are either leading or building. We also look at thinking differently, and here we create a space for you to be innovative and creative. And we call on you to challenge conventional thinking and also seek alternative perspectives for problem solving. When we look at harnessing diversity, here we are teaching you to recognize and also leverage the strengths that diversity brings to enhance collaboration, creativity, and overall organizational success. Evidence-based decision-making, here you're going to learn how to make informed choices by relying on data and research and facts to ensure well-founded and successful decisions are made. We've spoken about the importance of professional comportment. And then again, last but not least, is the global outlook. And here you're going to develop a global perspective with an understanding of local nuances, which is absolutely crucial for navigating the complexities of the business environment. At ReGenesys, we foster an entrepreneurial spirit and a culture of innovation. And I really want you to imagine yourselves as trailblazers who are constantly seeking new horizons and innovative solutions that are going to change the world. Colleagues, we're not just teaching you to follow a path, we're empowering you to create your own. And this entrepreneurial mindset is what drives success in today's environment. And with ReGenesys, you'll have the tools and the support to turn your ideas into reality, becoming a true leader in your field. So colleagues, again, welcome. Today marks a pivotal moment where we begin sharing the essential nutrients needed to fuel your journey towards immense growth. And as you embark on this journey with us tonight, you're going to be introduced to our student portal and learning management system. And you're also going to learn about our assessment process and discover how to excel in your assignments and your examinations. We are also then going to lead you into breakaway rooms or breakout rooms. And here you're going to have the opportunity to meet our esteemed faculty and also to connect with your cohort and engage with our support teams. And this is your chance to ask any questions about your programs to ensure that you are well prepared for the journey ahead. Continuous learning isn't just a luxury. It's the fuel that propels us towards self-actualization. It empowers us to thrive in uncertain times. And here at ReGenesys, we stand for awakening potential. And we firmly believe in education's power to inspire and to motivate and to empower you to flourish and become the absolute best version of yourselves possible. Colleagues, welcome again. Let's embark on this journey together and cultivate every opportunity that comes our way, nurturing that growth that will lead you to new heights. Right, colleagues, so stepping in to the next phase of the program. I am now going to call on our brilliant Mr. Mompati Ramachego, who is an absolute genius and one of our student support managers. And he's going to walk you through the learning management system, and his insights will be invaluable as you navigate our platform and resources. Mompati, the floor is yours.
Good afternoon, Liz, and good afternoon, colleagues. Just to confirm, am I loud and visible from your end, Liz?
You are visible and loud and shining.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, managers, and welcome to ReGenesys. You've certainly made a very good choice by choosing us, and we are very happy to have you. So from my side, I'm just going to briefly take you through our student learning system where your engagement as far as the learning is going to manifest in that place. So I'll just basically take you through some areas, basic areas where I feel like are critical at this point to know where to navigate the student portal and to engage. So just to shoot straight into it, just quickly I'm going to share my screen.
Loud and clear. Thank you. We can see the screen, Mampati.
You can see my screen. Okay, thank you very much. So colleagues, normally our welcome pack, once you have been admitted, it will come through with your login details. So the welcome platform, it will normally have your student number, the REG number. So it is the number that you use to log on to into our Moodle or student learning platform. We call it ReGenesys. Please, you can just bookmark the link if you've got it, so that you don't have to be searching for it whenever you want to log into there. So you will have your student number, which is, I think the username and the password will be lowercase numbers. It's the password and the username are they're very sensitive. So if it's lower caps, just use lower caps, and then it should be able to allow you to join in. And then as soon as you join in, it will take you directly to the page where we called our dashboard. And in our dashboard, you will see the page is actually broken into two sessions, the top and the lower session right here. But just briefly, the most important aspect of the the learning system as well, and I must mention this, you will see here, we will normally just update you in terms of the outstanding payments that are there, or your monthly payments. You can actually, it makes it easier for you to navigate and make payments from here. So this is just one of the added advantage in terms of using this. You can actually just click here and make payments if there's any payments that are outstanding, just to make sure that your payments are up to date and all of that. And also your statements, and as well as the amounts, will always reflect here at the top. So that is a nice to have, just to make sure that you can also manage your student fees. So on the top end of this, it's normally just the information on your courses, and then here on this side will be the platform where we are, where it is the orientation. And then we also have the academic center of excellence, where they have quite a number of programs, especially for the new beginners. There's quite a nice package of programs that we run under this platform. But I've got my colleagues, Lisa and Melissa, that will engage with you as time goes on in terms of what kind of courses that we run. And among that, we've got the academic writing courses, which I will highly recommend to students that are probably starting to use laptops and all of that. It just helps you with your typing and everything like that. So it's just a nice course to have, and it's not monetary, but it's very advisable for you to engage in those courses. And then when you're done with those kind of courses, it normally, actually, when you've completed it to the satisfactory, you can actually get a certificate. The system will take you to where you can print a certificate to indicate that you have completed that particular program. So we've got quite a number of sessions under this particular umbrella that are very recommendable to especially our new students. And then in the middle here, we've got Secret of Success. This is a book by our our wonderful CEO, and we make it available online here for all our students. It has all the wonderful codes. We share that also with you guys on the other platforms that we engage with our students, but we have made it available to our students as well. So it's a very nice book to also have to inspire you to awaken your entrepreneurial spirit. So everything that you might need to know about the business, Dr. Marco has it in this book. So I really do recommend and suggest that you can, whenever you have time, just take some time just to go through it. It's a very nice book to have. And then let me just quickly go on the left-hand side briefly on the dashboard. So the dashboard, under the dashboard, here under the dashboard, you see there is a what we call the private files. So if you click on the private files, so what this functionality allows you is actually to save any files or any study materials that you want to keep for any subject. So you can literally come here, create a folder, let's say for any subject. You can come here and if you are doing strategic management, you can come here and create a folder for that particular module. And then you can continuously, whatever study material you want to upload, you can always actually save it, and you can always then refer to it when you want to do your studies for assignments and for exams and all of that. So it's a nice to have, just to make sure that you guys can engage with the materials whenever you want. And then in addition to that, we also have our academic regulations handbook, which is very important. It has all our rules and regulations, and all our academic rules are also included in this book. So it's a very nice book whenever you have time to go through it. As far as late submission is concerned, in terms of how to apply for exams, late exams, and any of that. So all the information relating to academic journey is also included there. So whatever processes that we deploy here at ReGenesys is also included here. So it's also very nice to have. And then we also have information on plagiarism. We are totally against plagiarism, so we encourage an ethical behavior as far as academic work is concerned. So these are some of the very important aspects in terms of guiding you on how to avoid plagiarizing and all of that. And then we've got the book list. So the book list here, it will have a breakdown of the qualifications, as well as the book list that we will need. So we normally also make sure that we upload them here for you guys. And then we also have the course schedules for all the different programs. So let's say if you are doing the BBA qualifications, all the schedules for this year are here. First year's contact classes, second year's, depending on what is your study mode. If your study mode is online, then you will come here. If let's say you are under BBA 1, online schedule will be here. If it's on contact, you will then come here. So you will be guided based on your study modes. Okay. Let me just quickly get off there. And then I think the other thing that I must also just mention is also our academic resources under here, where we've got AMRAD as well as UpCost, which you can actually use to do your studies. Like if you need articles or anything like that, you can actually also use the UpCost to look for articles which comes free of charge that you can always download and then save on the platform that I've just showed you. So whatever articles or any books that you need here, you can actually always access our library through this through two engagements. So this is very important for you guys to access your different materials, excuse me. And then underneath to that is all the examination information, your invigilation training, which we will then provide just before the exams. your Invigilator app, we will actually communicate in more details in terms of the training. So for now, I'll rather skip on that. But then also the exam schedule will also be provided in here. So in a nutshell, this will allow you to access quite a number of information. So, and then the next page, the next part of the the page will then have all your different modules that you will be enrolled to. So because I've got an admin rights, but I just want to select one particular qualification that I can actually do a quick demonstration on. I'll just pick the BBA first year. So normally, if I'm enrolled as a BBA 1 student, normally I should have modules appearing in this format. So this will be my 6 compulsory modules, as well as the Foundation of Personal Mastery module. So the first one, I'll just demonstrate with the first one, which is strategic management, which most of you guys will be doing this coming weekend. So this will be the opening page for that particular module. And then you will see on your right hand side, normally it will come up like this. So the dashboard will always appear like that. But then in addition to this, so all the different navigation page, your orientation, your resources and other materials which will house your study guides, your assignments and assessments, your late formative assessments, your online sessions will be here. But in addition to that, you can actually come on the site, and then this actually, it opens up all the different elements under each topic. So you will see under the orientation, there's 2 items listed underneath there. So we've got what we call meet your colleagues, which is the orientation aspect. If you click in there, it will actually allow you to actually have a discussion with your colleagues, especially for the new guys, if you want to form groups and all of that. It's a very nice chat room for you guys to actually form those WhatsApp groups to support each other in your learning journeys. So normally, because I'm an admin person, I don't have functionality to that, but then you guys have that functionality to go in there and meet your colleagues and your friends and make friends with other students. And then I'll also advise you to actually go into your learning outcomes videos, because it basically just gives you an idea in terms of what is going to be covered under that particular module, and you can actually gauge whether you will be able to understand the course contents and everything like that. And then as well, the resources and other materials, the workflow, immediately there it will show your study guide. So your study guide, this is the most important document that you need for your studies. So the study guides, you can actually just access it here as it is. You can page back, you can page whichever way you want. It actually even has functionality to allow you to make notes, to save it, and if you want to download it, there's a download option. If you want to work offline, it also gives you that option. If you want to print it, there's an also printing option available to you here. So whichever way you feel comfortable to interact with the material. If you from old school like I am, if you want to print it, you prefer to print documents, you can go ahead and do that. If you want to have a soft copy, you can just simply download it there. And then other assignments and assessments. So this is where you will then access all your assignments. Your assignments will be under here. So here you will have your submission link, and your submission link will always have the dates to that. So that is very important. It's just to indicate to you when is your submission date for this particular module. So like we previously said, we have 2 aspects to your assignments. Is the digital assessments, which is here, which is more in a multiple choice kind of a submission. And then your assignment submission is your actual assignment that you actually have to submit. So and then that is your submission link. So, and just bear in mind that all your assignment must be typed and submitted in a Word format. So normally, once you have done your assignment, you will always have to come through to the link and make your submission there. So the way you submit your assignment is the same way that you will attach an attachment when you send an email. So you can just come here, you click on the submission link, and then you can just say maybe strategic management assignment 1. You can add a drag, or you can attach the assignment and then you add your submission. And whenever you make a submission, your submission will always give you an ID submission to indicate that you have actually submitted your assignment. So it's very advisable as well. And I must say, just please make sure that you submit your assignment a day or 2 days before the due date, because I can guarantee you on the last day of submission, everybody is submitting. The system is a bit slow, and a lot of students, you can imagine if you have more than 1,000 students submitting an assignment on the final day of submission, the system becomes slow. So to avoid any inconvenience or any delays, I would advise you to always make sure that you submit your assignment probably a day or 2 days earlier, and then that also allows you to be able to check your similarities after you have made your submission. Okay, that was the assignment part. So the subject will always have the assignment question to that. So I guess that will be uploaded very soon. If not today, maybe during the course of this week. The assignment will always be under the assignment here. So for this module, probably hasn't been uploaded, but it will be uploaded. So the assignment, that is where it's sitting. And then here, this is one of also the very important link is called the online sessions. And this is very important for all the online students that do their classes online. So under the online sessions, there's always going to be a link that is available for you. And this link will take you directly to your class. And this link it's a MS Teams link. So I would recommend that each and every one of you guys download MS Teams on your devices, because without MS Teams, you will not be able to access the classrooms. So all our links are built into MS Teams. So it is very advisable for all of you guys to make sure that you download MS Teams onto your devices. So it's once you've got MS Teams, it's quite easy in terms of how you access our classes. You will click on the link, and then it will prompt you to, normally it will indicate what classes you are in, you are attending, just to make sure that you're in the right class.
Right. So I think Mompati might have had a call from a student coming in, which might have just snapped his screen away. Colleagues, that was Mr. Mompati, and just want to say a very big thank you to him for walking you through our learning management system, which we refer to as ReGenesys. He really is a force to be reckoned with. He's there to support our students through their learning journey. So again, just a big thank you to Mompati. And speaking of forces, colleagues, I would like to welcome our head of assessments, Mr. David Moslokoana, to the stage, who will introduce you to a very important part of your learning journey, and that is the assessment process. He's also going to speak to you about Turnitin and the Invigilator app, which Mompati alluded to in his presentation. And these tools and procedures are crucial for ensuring that you understand the academic expectations and also have the resources that you need to excel in your studies. And with this knowledge, you will be well equipped to navigate your assessments and your examinations with confidence and integrity. Mr. David, the platform is yours, sir.
Thank you so much, Elizabeth, and good evening, everyone. Am I audible? Can you see my slides?
Yes, we can. Thank you, David. Both audible and we can see your deck.
Okay, thank you so much. To our students, welcome to ReGenesys. Thank you so much for making time to join this session. My name is David Mfakwana, part of the assessment team. I will be sharing with you the assessment processes at ReGenesys and how we are going to support you from the assessment department. Okay. Let me start by giving you the types of assessments, or rather sharing with you the types of assessments that we offer at ReGenesys. Okay, there are two of them. We have formative assessments as well as summative assessments. Okay, and on the upcoming slides, I'm going to dig deep into this types of assessments to give you more details. Okay, so we have a formative assessment, which is basically your assignment or the test or the digitals. This is what you do continuously throughout the duration of your module. And then at the end of the module, we have what you call a summative assessment or the exam. Okay. Then the next slide, I'm just going to briefly just to share with you the structure of our formative assessments. And what do I mean by this? I'm actually referring to the weightings of this formative assessments. And it's also worth mentioning that we have different schools. As you would have seen in the presentation done by Ms. Elizabeth, we have School of Finance, Law School, Business School undergrad, Business School postgrad, School of Technology. Yeah, so, and different schools have different formative assessment structures, okay? So the first one, I'm just going to briefly share with you about the qualifications with only one formative assessment, okay? And the weighting for this qualification or these qualifications, it's 50-50, okay? Basically meaning that the one formative assessment, which is an assignment, carries a weight of 50%, and the exam carries a weight of 50% as well. Okay, and there's only two qualifications with this weighting. This is a Bachelor of Business Administration in Banking, as well as Bachelor of Business Administration in Retail. Okay, and then most of our qualifications have two formative assessments, okay? And the weightings for these qualifications, most of them it's 20, 40, 40, and very few of them is 30, 30, 40. Okay? And what do these numbers mean? Okay, let me start with 20, 40, 40. That 20, basically, it means the first formative assessment carries 20% towards the final mark, and that 40 is the second, so it is the weighting for the second formative assessment. It carries 40%, and the last 40 is the weighting for the summative or for the exam. Okay, the same logic applies to the 30, 30, 40. Okay, so depending on the qualification that you're doing, these weightings will be applicable accordingly. Okay, you can during the breakout sessions with the specific schools, you can ask specific questions about the weightings for your qualifications. Okay, and then I'm gonna go to the next slide. So the next slide, I'm just going to share with you how to submit the formative this formative assessment. This is something which Mumpati also just showed you on our learning management system, which is ReGenesys, how to submit this formative assessment. Okay, I'm going to start with the digitals. Most qualifications have this formative assessment, the digital, which is multiple choice questions. And by the way, all our assessments, both formative and summative, they are completed online on the same learning management system called ReGenesys. Okay, so now back to the digital assessment. It is completed online. It is a multiple choice questions, and as Mbadi showed you, you will normally have a link. Okay, the link with the name of this digital as well as the closing date. This closing date will also be be part of the name of this link. Okay, and the closing time, okay, is normally at 23:55 to 23:59 on the date of submission. And as Mbati highlighted, please do not wait for the last minute to do your assessment, because there are penalties, okay, for missing your submissions. I'll get more into detail on the oncoming slide about the penalties or the implications for not being able to submit your formative assessments on time. Okay, so this is the digital assessment. And then now I'm just going to share with you about the individual assignment. As it is called in most qualifications. This is normally the second formative assessment in most qualifications. And then in PDBM and MBA, these formative assessments are called Assessment 1 and Assessment 2. Okay, so these are the assessments which you will find the assignment question on the portal. Okay, you can download the assignment question and start working on your assignment or doing your research. Okay, it is done outside, it is done outside the system on Microsoft Word. Okay, and then it needs to be uploaded before the closing date on Turnitin. Okay. We do not accept handwritten assignments. We do not accept typed and then scanned assignments, because if it's scanned, Turnitin will not be able to rate your similarity and give you the score. So it's worth noting that no handwritten assignment, no scanned assignment. It strictly needs to be typed on Word, uploaded as Word. Even if you were to convert that Word into PDF, that is also acceptable. Okay, just like the digital assessment, the closing date will be visible, or the closing date will be part of the name of the link itself. And then in the back end, the closing time will be at 23:55 to 23:59. Okay, remember, avoid waiting for the last minute to submit assignments, because if you wait for the last minute, let's say you wait until 23 hours to do this assignment, and you find that there's 100 other students who are waiting, and then as a result, by 12 midnight, you're still not able to submit your assignment, and that basically means that you'll have to wait for late submission and be penalized for submitting your assignment. And again, the assignment question will be made available as early as possible. Most often, when the class starts, the assignment question is already available so that you can start working on it on time. So there's basically no excuse unless there are things beyond your control which are stopping you from completing your assignment on time. Okay. And then I'm going to go to semester test. Okay. This one is only applicable to LLB. And it's normally the second formative assessment. Okay, so LLB is the only qualification which does a test, or as you call it, a semester test. Okay, the semester test question, it's also available on the same LMS, ReGenesys. Okay, but now the difference with the assignment is that the semester test question will only be available on the date of completion of the test, exactly at 9 for the full-time students and 6 in the evening for the online students. Okay, and just like the assignment, no handwritten script, no scanned script. It must be uploaded either as Word, or if you prefer to convert that Word into PDF, you can definitely do that. That will be marked and acceptable. Okay, so full-time students, these are the students who attend at campus. Their semester test takes place in the morning. This is from 9 until 11. The duration is 2 hours. Okay, and then for the online students, their test takes place always in the evening. This is from 6 until 8. Okay. All right, I'm going to go to the next slide. So the next slide, I'm just going to share with you just briefly about Turnitin. When you submit or upload your assignment on Turnitin is going to generate similarity index for you. Okay, so as the institution, we have set rules and regulations as far as the acceptable level of similarity index, and for undergrad is 30%, and for all the postgraduate qualifications is 15%. Okay, so if your Turnitin similarity is more than these numbers, your assignment may not be marked. Okay, because yeah, it may not be marked. It doesn't necessarily mean that it will not be marked, because it also depends on the origin of that similarity. But we encourage the students to make sure that they bring these numbers below this index. Okay, and it's also worth noting that there are certain modules within certain qualifications which are exempted from this similarity. So just give me a second. Which are exempted from this similarity index, and this is mainly because of the nature of these modules, because it doesn't make sense to apply similarity in modules such as finance, mathematical modules, as well as the law, specifically the law modules, not electives within law, but strictly law modules. Okay, but please, your academic case will be able to give you more details, especially law. But with finance and mathematics, similarity index does not apply, 0 at all. But the LLB, Mark and Advocate Kevin will be able to give you more details on that. Okay, I'm going to move to the next slide. The next slide, I'm just going to share with you about the marks, how long it takes for us to release the marks, and what you need to do if you're not happy with the marks that you got. Let me start with the release of the marks. All the marks, both formative and summative, we have 6 weeks to release them. Okay. Anytime, whether it's a week, 2 weeks, but we have up to 6 weeks to release these results. And if we are not able to meet this deadline, we'll normally have the registrar's office prepare communication, which will be shared with the affected programs, so that they are aware that there is something which is beyond our control, which is going to lead to us releasing the results late. Okay, just take note of this: 6 weeks for us to release the results, both formative and summative assessments. Okay, so now let's say you're not happy with the marks that you got on the formative assessment. The policy does give you the opportunity to apply for a remark. Okay, and then I'm just going to share with you the process. The application needs to be done on the same learning management system, the ReGenesys. Okay, there is an option for you to make this application. This is what we call an ACR form. Okay, and this application needs to be made within 7 days after receiving your results. Okay, if you make this application after 7 days, the application will still go through, but it may not be approved. It may be declined, depending on the reasons that you're going to provide for applying late. Okay, and again, there's also a fee that is attached to a remark. Okay, and this fee needs to be paid before your remark can be, before your script can be sent to the marker for a remark. And this fee is 1,060 rand. Okay, so this is in relation to the last point, because at the last point, it's strictly applicable to the exams. With the formative assessments, any mark that you got, whether it's 0, 0 up to 99, even if you want to have a remark of 99 and you want that 100%, the policy does allow you to apply for a remark. But with the exams, the same thing doesn't apply. Okay, exams only the students who got between 35 and 49, and those who got between 68 and 74 can apply for a remark. Okay. By the way, even if you got the marks outside these brackets, you can still apply, but it will be approved. Sorry, it will be declined because it does not fall within what the policy specifies to be the bracket of the marks where a remark can be approved. So we encourage you that you only apply for a remark in an exam where you got between 35 and 49 or between 68 and 74. Okay.
Oh, David, you're on mute.
Let's see. Oh, here you go.
That's tech chat. Yeah, that's a call coming in. That's just.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so apologies about that, colleagues. So I was saying on this slide, I'm just going to share with you what you need to do in a case where you are not able to submit your formative assessments. Okay. Application needs to be done online. Okay. And this needs to be done 7 days before the closing date. Okay. And then the late submission schedule or the late submission dates will be shared with you at least a month before the closing date. Okay. And as a matter of fact, this is a matter of fact. Let me just state that we're going to share this with you before the end of Feb. Okay, even though the closing dates is going to be sometimes during the month of May, but we're going to share this with you before the end of Feb. Okay, this will be shared with you via email. They will also be uploaded on ReGenesys. Okay, so there are also penalties or fees which will be charged and be paid upfront for late submission. I'm going to start with the students who will not be able to submit their assignments on time. The penalty doesn't sound right. So the fee that you have to pay is 1,000. This is for late submission. And for the student who would have failed or the student who want to improve the mark, okay, which means a resubmission, the fee is 1,060 rand. And then for the digital assessment or assessment 1, as it is called in PDBM and MBA, this fee is 530. Okay. The reason I'm saying using the word penalty doesn't sound right with me is because this is not necessarily a penalty. This is us trying to motivate you and encourage you to do your submissions on time, like to submit during the primary links or the first time, to avoid having to pay this fee because this is available. There's just no need for you to pay extra money for late submissions when you are able to avoid this and submit your assessments on time. Okay, and again, we understand that life happens. There are cases where things beyond your control, where it's just impossible for you to submit during the main submissions. We do understand, and when you do this application and life happened with you, things beyond your control happened, and which led to you not being able to submit on time. We will need that motivation to be on the online ISAR form, as well as the supporting documents. And then the committee that's going to have a look at these applications, they may waive these fees for you. Okay, and all the marks, they are also kept at 60 for late submissions. So this is us saying to you, you can avoid all this by making sure that you submit your assessments on time. And the last thing that I want to mention, remember I mentioned that it takes up to 6 weeks for us to release the results, but this is not guaranteed with the late submissions. It may take longer than 6 weeks, okay? And if it takes more than 6 weeks, basically this means you may miss the opportunity to write your exams during the main exam, okay? Like during June, July, or November, December. Okay, but this doesn't necessarily mean that you will not be given another opportunity to write the exams, but it means you have to wait longer, about 2 months, to write your exams, and this will be during the supplementary exams, which will take place during the month of September for semester 1, compared to the main exams, which will be written during the month of June and July. Okay, so colleagues, this can be avoided by making sure that you complete assessments on time. Okay.
Oh, David, we lost you again. There's an app that's fighting for your attention, but I want it first, please.
Okay, here we go. Apologies for that. Let me just move this to the left here. Exam entry requirements. Okay. Not everyone qualifies to sit down for the exams. There are rules and regulations in place for this. Okay. I'm going to start with LLB and BSc because they have exactly the same exam entry requirements. Okay. So it says here, these two qualifications, you need to get a combined average of 40% from both formative assessments. What this means is that for both formative assessments, a combined average needs to be at least 40% for you to gain entry into the exam. Okay, if you get 90 on one formative assessment, and then you get 35 on another one, that will give you entry into the exam because our combined average is at least 40. Okay, this is LLB and Bachelor of Computer Science. Now I'm going to go to the other qualifications with two formative assessments. These are the qualifications, well, all of them except LLB and BSc, as well as the qualifications with one formative assessment. There are two of them. If you remember that I mentioned them. This is BBA Banking as well as BBA Retail Management. Okay. So it says here you must achieve 40% on each formative assessment. Okay. What this means is that for the digital assessment, for example, you need to get at least 40%. For the individual assignment, you must also get at least 40% for you to gain entry into the exam. Okay, if you get less than 40 on in one of these formative assessments, it means no exam entry for you. Okay, and I'm also making an example here. Let's say you get 90, and even for argument's sake, let's say 100% on one formative assessment, and then on the other formative assessment you get 37 or 38 or any number that is below 40. There's no exam entry for you because the rule says you need to get 40% on each formative assessment. Okay, just look out for these requirements, but we're still way far from the exams, but too close to the start or the preparations for the formative assessment, which play a key role for you to meet exam entry requirements. Okay, so lastly, we have the modules with one formative assessment. This is where the weighting is 50-50. For these modules, all you need is just 50% on the assignment for you to gain entry into the exam. Okay, 50% assignment, you gain entry into the exam. Anything below 50, no entry into the exam for you. Basically, it means you'll have to wait for late submission and pay the relevant fees and have the mark kept at 50%. And also the possibility of having to wait for the supplementary exams for you to take a shot at the exams. Okay. I hope this is clear. I'm gonna go to.
Hi, David. Mike, please.
This is the way that I'm clicking the keyboard. So I need to be careful. That's why this happens. About that, colleagues.
There you go. You're back.
Okay, here we go. All right. So now I'm just going to share with you the just brief information about the exams. Remember, I mentioned that all our assessments are completed online on our learning management system called ReGenesys. Okay. There's no copying and pasting. Anyway, the system doesn't allow you to do copy and pasting, even though it's possible on the modules where exam questions require the upload. Okay, basically it means you can copy and paste data from wherever and paste it on it and upload it. But we discourage you from doing that because we'll be able to pick it up. We'll find out. Don't use AI. Full exam instructions. Don't copy and paste. And anyway, the uploading option will only be applicable to the modules or the exams where there's a question which requires the student to upload. And in this case, please only upload what the exam question requires, and it can be AI. If it's AI, colleagues will find out. Please avoid doing using AI by any means. Okay. I'm gonna go to the next slide without muting myself. Let's see, how do I avoid this? There we go. Exam duration and the schedules. So all our exams for postgrad duration is 3 hours and 30 minutes. Okay, actually duration is 3 hours. I'll explain what this 30 minutes means. Duration is 3 hours. The same applies to all undergrad finance modules, maths, finance, as well as mathematical modules, all BSc modules, as well as all LLB modules. Duration is 3 hours. Okay, and then and then the rest of the other undergrad exams duration is 2 hours. So this 30 minutes is to attend to any technical challenges that we might experience, challenges or the prompts that we're going to get from the Invigilator app. This 30 minutes is for you to be able to do all those things without exam duration being affected negatively or you being disadvantaged unfairly. So we're saying to you, here's an extra 30 minutes for you to be able to cater for all those. And by the way, it takes most students, I would say maybe like about 5 minutes. So there's extra 25 minutes or 30 minutes, depending on the stability of your network for you to complete your exams. Okay. Now I'm just going to share with you generally when the exams take place, like which day of the week. Our exams, the main exams, they normally take place on Saturdays. Okay, and special exams normally on Mondays, and supplementary exams normally on Fridays. And the system, our learning management system, opens at 7, okay, during all these exams, and closes at 2 or 5, depending on whether it's a main exam or special exam, and also depending on whether there's load shedding or not. But the system will definitely open at 7, up until 2 or up until 5. Okay, even though the system will open for that long, your exam duration will remain the same. The system, your exam will set up in such a way that the maximum number of hours and the minutes is equivalent to 3 hour 30 minutes or 2 hour 30 minutes for each exam. Okay, I'm going to go to the next slide. The next slide, I'm just going to share with you the options that you have in a case where you are not able to write the exams. This is similar to the late submissions, but now we're talking about the exams. And as you saw in the previous slide, we have three types of exams. We have the main exams, special exams, and supplementary exams. And with the main exams, there's no fee that you pay. Okay, special exam, which will normally be, yes, the second attempt, is a fee of 1,060 rand. And then the third attempt at the exam for the same module is 2,120. And unlike the formative assessments, where you have to pay the fee up front before you can be given an opportunity to resubmit. With the exams, this can be added into your account. But if you want to pay up front, that is up to you. But if you don't have the this fee by the time you write the exams, it can be added onto your account. Okay. And then if you fail the module after the third attempt, then the only other option for you, as far as our policy allows, is to re-enroll for this for the module and pay the module repeat fee. Okay. I'm gonna go to the next slide. Actually, before I talk about the last slide, I just want to highlight that for you to pass the module, okay, for you to pass the module, there's what you call an exam sub minimum. Okay, for you to pass the module, you first need to get at least 40% on the exam. Okay? And then the overall mark, okay, the mark from your formative assessments, as well as the mark from the exam, which should be at least 40%. Needs like that overall should be 50%, minimum 50% for you to pass the module. Let's say in exam you got, say, 38, okay, and then the combined average of your formative assessments plus this 38 from the exam is more than 50%. Say it's 55, it's 60, 65. You will fail the module because your exam sub minimum would have been less than 40. Okay, just take note of that. For you to pass the module, you need to get at least 40% in the exam. Okay, and on top of that, your overall mark should be at least 50% to pass the module. Okay, so now the Invigilator app. Remember, this exam is online, and you can write this exam wherever you are, whether at home, whether at work, whether at a restaurant. We are not there to check if you're following our. We are not there in person to monitor you, to check if you're following our rules and regulations of the exams. Okay. However, we do have a tool that we use which monitors that you are following the exam instructions. Okay, and we call it the Invigilator app. Okay, this you need to install onto your phone. Okay, and as you write, as you start the exam, it's going to prompt you to scan the QR code, and then that QR code is going to monitor your behavior during the exam, just to ensure that you're following our rules and regulations. And in a case where you are not following these rules and regulations, it's going to flag you. We'll get a report at the end where we will be able to pick up that you did not follow the exam instructions, and we'll have to zoom in and find out what happened. Okay. So now about this Invigilator app, we are going to set up the training sessions where we are going to take you step by step on how this Invigilator app works during the exam and on how you need to install it onto your phone. We'll take you through these training sessions. They run for a period of 6 days with 2 sessions per day, and we'll make sure that you are able to install this app onto your phone during these training sessions. We also have the mock exam, which will take you through the same training session, so that you have an idea of what you can expect as far as this invigilator app is concerned when you write the exams. Okay, and colleagues, if for some reason you experience any challenges with the invigilator app when you're busy writing the exams or just before you write the exams, we will be there on standby. You can contact us so that we can try and resolve this for you, because you are not allowed to write the exams or to start the exams without the invigilator app. Okay, and if for some reason you choose to go ahead and write these exams without the invigilator app, unfortunately, your script will not be marked. Like here is not a case of it may not. The script will not be marked. So we encourage you, when you experience any challenges with the invigilator app during the exams, please reach out to us. We'll be on standby to give you support to ensure this is resolved before you write the exams. And in a case where you run out of time or your time is affected, we'll definitely give you that extra time so that you still get your full 2 hour 30 minutes or 3 hour 30 minutes for you to write the exams. Okay, so colleagues, that's the end from my side. Thank you so much for listening to me. All the best with the exams. Remember, we will be here to give you support throughout your journey as a student here at ReGenesys. Ms. Elizabeth, thank you very much for the opportunity, and back to you, ma'am.
Thank you so very much, David. Really is so important for our students to understand best practice. So just a few key takeaways. Colleagues, be sure to submit with time to spare. Don't leave it till the last minute. Important to submit Word documents. Also important that you complete your assignments on time to prevent additional fees from being accrued. Also ensure that you meet the sub-minimum for entry to the exams. So this is certainly going to ensure that we commit to this learning journey, show up in class. I'm sure that my colleagues are going to speak to how you can really ensure that you succeed on this learning journey with us when you are in those breakout rooms. And also, please, colleagues, make sure to submit original work. And where necessary, please follow APA 7 referencing. But our esteemed faculty will take you through these different areas, will provide a huge amount of support to